Here to discuss is Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us today. It's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me, ma'am.
Absolutely. Well, Congressman, of course, the Biden regime and their media meat puppets are accusing Trump of inciting violence with the term bloodbath. But that word didn't kill Laken Riley or commit all the other violent acts shown in the Trump ad, did it?
No, it sure didn't, and it happens daily. This border situation, you go deeper than that. The fentanyl, I met with a father yesterday. His little boy got killed with fentanyl. He overdosed, of course, unbeknownst to him what it was. And it's just constant, and there's nothing. Bloodbath is mild, really. It's a classic Trump move, though. They put his arrest picture, his mugshot up, thought that would keep him down, and he turned it into a T-shirt and ad. And same deal with this. They don't. Look, the left, this president, this Marxist regime that we've got in our White House, they are losing on every front, and they got to maintain their far radical left-wing base, and that's exactly what they're doing with this kind of garbage.
Yeah.
75% or 85% of America isn't buying it. Immigration is the number one issue. They've created it. Trump tried to solve it. All they want to do is secure the border of Ukraine and some of these Middle Eastern countries. They don't care about our own border. They're going to let Americans die to appease their left-wing base. And that's all this is.
That's exactly what it is, and it's just truly so disgusting. But, the left can keep playing the same tired game, but I think the Trump ad showed, the reality, at least partially, of the impact here. There's a despicable story out of Boston that illegal alien criminals being brought here will be housed now in a veterans shelter instead of the homeless vets. It's just yet another slap in the face to Americans. But how did this happen? I mean, what is your reaction to this?
Well, they've taken it without a shot, more or less. 20 million so-called conservative Americans decided to stay home. They take their political views from the view, literally, and get to use that mask that's between their ears that God gave them. And that's exactly what happened. And we've turned our back on traditional values. We've let this group of Marxists, these guns behind me, they were taking off soldiers that my dad actually killed in combat in the Pacific, and they forget that Americans, the traditional valued Americans that stand for the flag and kneel for the cross, those kind of things they laugh and make fun of. And they want to tear every bit of that down. They hate our God, hate our country, they hate our values. And that's what's trying to run this country into the ground so that they can raise it up like a phoenix from the ashes in their own Wokotopia mold. And I hope the American public realizes this can't happen this election cycle. And they can't just elect Trump. They've got to go down the ballot and start electing real conservatives, Congress, Senate, their local state legislatures, their city councils, their county commissions. Because that's one thing COVID showed us, During COVID, parents were looking over their kids' shoulders, looking at their computer screens, the kids' computer screens that they were being taught. And some of them were being taught some really filthy things, pornography. And then when the parents had the audacity to question their school boards, they were labeled domestic terrorists by our own federal authorities. That's how far we slipped, and we better wake up because this election is for all the marbles.
Yeah, it sure is. I don't know how much longer we can sustain this type of leadership or really lack thereof. This is just the intentional destruction of America and the principles that make our country so wonderful. I think what Americans really need to understand, though, especially those that haven't seemed to catch on yet, is the fact that the Biden regime is doing this all for power, right? Remember that report that Biden flew in over 300,000 illegals directly into America. Apparently 90% went to Texas and Florida, two states they have desperately been wanting to and trying to turn blue for decades, right? Is that what this is all about, is just wiping away the red states and turning it into, a Democrat country? Is that the goal here?
Of course it is. You'll see in Tennessee we don't do it this way, but in a lot of these states you have mail-in ballots, and there is absolutely no identification provided, and that's how they're going to steal it. And again, we're not giving it to them. I mean, they're not taking it. We're basically just giving it to them when we allow these state legislators to do these, to vote these liberals in. And then the federal law is very clear on election laws. The only people that can make a law concerning your federal elections are your state legislature. Yet they've let judges, they've let clerks, they've let them change arbitrary rules. They allow them to put up construction paper over windows so you can't see them when they're counting the dadgum votes. Those are the kind of things that you see in a banana republic. That's how Putin stays in power. He gets 99.9% of the vote. You know, that's the kind of thing that goes on overseas. It should not go on in America. But again, we've allowed it. We need to get mad. We need to take our country back.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of using the invasion for power, there's reports now that the number of voters registering without a photo ID is skyrocketing. It's not just happening in certain states. It's happening in 3 key swing states, which is Arizona, Texas, and Pennsylvania. Over 2 million just since the start of 2024. This is just, I mean, how do we get our country back? How do we win an election if this is happening in what used to be red states, if we allow this to continue?
Well, the reason we're allowing to do it is because the populations are allowing it to happen. You saw in Texas in a recent race where Beto O'Rourke almost won the race, and everybody says, well, it's all those people moving in that are doing it. No, they found out it's the homegrown socialists. These are kids that are educated in our public schools and institutions. My friend AOC, she's my friend. I don't agree with anything she says, but I believe she is educated with a degree in economics from a public school, publicly funded school. And yet we've allowed this to happen, and it's top to bottom. And the problem is that, you know, we've got this 1-year plan or something. The left thinks in decades, and they plan this thing out, and it's gone off like clockwork. Except now they're so stacked against us that it's going off exponentially. The one thing we can do is put enough points on the board on election day to where they can't steal it, and that's what has to happen, or we will lose our country, everything we know. $200 to $600 a month extra out of people's pockets for just buying every day-to-day groceries. That will seem minuscule when this bunch gets full control. You'll see it go. You'll see exponential inflation. You'll see the old black and white pictures of somebody over in Europe buying a loaf of bread with a wheelbarrow full of cash. That's what we're headed towards. That's what they want. They want to control it. They want a one world government. They think that they can control us better than we can. They're going to take away our free will again without a shot, and we're just going to give it to them on election day if we're not careful.
Yeah, it's a very, very concerning. Should alarm every American citizen, regardless of what end of the political spectrum you're on, because yes, it will inevitably infect all of us in a horrifying way. I certainly think what's happening here is enough to sway this year's presidential election, which is probably why they don't seem too concerned with Biden staying on the ticket. It's just such a disaster. But of course, the left continues the lie that Trump is the greatest threat to democracy. Well, Congressman, let's pray we can get this turned around this election year so we don't have another 4 years of this insanity. Thank you so much for all that you do to help save America. And thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Pray for our country and vote. Thank you, ma'am.